Here is my paragraph, and I am going to insert an image. So the first thing I want to do is I want to go up here to the menu, and I want to click Insert, and I'm going to insert a picture from this device. I decided on this image, so I click it. It added it to the document, but as you can see, it's way too big. I'm going to use these little toggles, and I'm going to make it the right size. I don't need it to be this big, so I'm going to crop it. It gives me new little toggles. The reader doesn't need to see all this street and everything. They just need to see my subject matter. So I'm going to make this bigger, and now it's all perfect. But now here it is sitting there, and I don't want it to be just tacked in. I want to make sure that it fits into the document. So I click Format, and I click Position, and I'd like it to be over here. Now I can move it around. You see how I'm moving it? So I can move it over here where I want it to be. I don't ever want to go out beyond the margin. I want to make sure it's all nice and fit in there. Now this text in here cannot be disturbed, but if I wanted to be fancy and wanted to get to the margin, I'll show you how to do that in a second. But first, we got some problems here. Obviously, it is not double spaced or single spaced depending on what the requirements were. So let's say that the requirements are 1.5 space, could be 2, but let's go with 1.5 space. I know it's the first word of a paragraph, so I have to indent this. And now, if I'm excited and I want to justify those margins, let's say I just want to make it look like this. It's in the middle of the paragraph. I'm going to just take these lines, and I'm going to click this and make them all pretty into the margin. I can't do anything about this. It actually did that, but it might not. And then I want to make sure that it all came in pretty. It's perfect. Now, let's say the picture is just a little darker than I like. So I'm going to go back over here to Picture Format. I have some choices. I can see if that, I like that better. So I can do that. If I've been framing my images, then all of them need to be framed. If one of them's framed, all of them are framed. If I like that, but I can look at all of these options and decide how I would like to frame the image if I frame it. But you see, that wouldn't work because the reader is distracted. The reader's going to go, what am I looking at? Why am I seeing all this frame stuff? So I want to keep it as simple as possible, but be consistent. Decided to keep it simple, and there we have it. And that is how you properly embed an image in a document, whether it be an essay or a narrative.